I am close to experiencing an unaccustomed emotion.
Fire main bases. What am I, a doctor? Or a moon shuttle conductor?
Every superfan dreams of having that ultimate collectible. Well, we're about to make those dreams come true. This is Superfan Builds.
I'm Tim Baker. I've been a master builder and prop maker in film and television for 25 years. If you can dream it, we can build it. There's nothing my crew and I can't make at Tim Baker Creations.
So Tim, this week we have a Star Trek superfan.
That's excellent. One of my favorites.
Do you have a ton of Star Trek paraphernalia
I
around?
don't have much laying around. No, I don't have much.
No? Well, you know who does? Jake, our Star Trek superfan, who was nominated by his girlfriend, Christina. Not only does he have a ton of collectibles, but he also has a tattoo, and I will let Christina tell you about that.
Hi, my name is Christina, and I would really love to nominate my boyfriend Jake for your Star Trek superfan. His home office is wall-to-wall Star Trek collectibles. He even has a tattoo of Spock on his leg that he got autographed by Leonard Nimoy, and then took that autograph and got that tattooed. It would just be so cool if you guys could do something for that office. I know he would love it. Okay, thank you.
For our Star Trek superfan, we're making the classic Enterprise ship into a computer desk and office chair. Well, we want to stay as close to the original Enterprise as possible, but it also has to be functional. By dividing it up into the main disc as the table, and then the warp pods as the armrests, we can put a nice chair in between them. We'll put that on rollers. That's going to be a really fun build and kind of tricky, but that's part of the good stuff. We'll start working on the disc portion of the Enterprise, which will be our computer desk. I'll attach multiple layers of the foam using Winlock foam-to-foam adhesive. Then I'll shape that down using a Japanese pull saw and a curry comb to create the sloping arc of the underside of the disc. While I'm working on the tabletop, I'll have Erica work on the bridge sculpt.
So right now I'm just measuring out the top for the Enterprise that we're going to put on the top of the table. And I'm sculpting it out of yellow urethane foam, which will allow us to get a lot more detail than the white styrofoam. I cast a lightweight copy of the bridge sculpt using Smooth On Smooth Cast 300, and that will house our USB charger.
Using a hot wire, Erica and Dustin will cut out the Enterprise hull and the engine nacelles from bead foam. With the basic shape of the propulsion units cut out, Shawnee will create the detailed end pieces for them.
Not too bad. A nice hull for the Enterprise.
Well, Erica has got some really nice pieces for our Star Trek build roughed out. What I'll be working on is the tail section of the warp engines. This little piece right here, and I'm going to be doing that with the yellow foam, and it'll be a cap on that right there.
Well, this is kind of how the Enterprise desk is going to work. We've got the chair, the hull as it kind of sits a little, just below the seat, and then the Enterprise disc area is going to be our table. But this way you can at least see how it's kind of going to fit together, and everything's going to be on wheels, so everything will roll around. I'm working on the radar dish that goes in front of the main hull of the Enterprise. It's on the part that's the chair, so the legs are going to be dangling right there. I want to make sure that it's really strong, it's not going to crack. So I'm going to make it out of fiberglass, and I'm going to use a fiberglass resin. I'll have Ash work on the front of the hull, the part of the ship that the radar dish is attached to.
There's these small gray rings, which we've cut out of MDF. They're gonna be sitting on top of this foam piece here. And then this, after it's cut down as well, is going to be our disc in the front here.
This is the bottom of our Enterprise desk. I'm gonna grind in some lines so that I can run some wires. That way I can wire it up later and make sure that we've got lights all in the right place.
Now that we've got the different parts of the warp drives shaped out and the hull, we are going to coat them all in resin, West Coast System. While Ash and I finish applying the epoxy coating, Shawnee will be painting the engine globes.
I'm going to do a wet on wet technique. So I'm laying in the lightest color first, which is the yellow. And in between that, I'll go with the red and blend the edges. I think that's pretty.
With all the pieces of the Enterprise finished, it's time for paint.
First, we're going to do a primer coat. After that, we'll have our light gray over all of the table and chair. So once the paint is dry, Travis will apply the vinyl decals that will go on the side of the hull, the nacelles, and the top of the desk.
Just a couple more decals and we're ready for a Superfan.
So, Jake, we're here today because your lovely girlfriend, Christina, nominated you as the ultimate Star Trek superfan. Would you say that's pretty accurate?
It's a safe bet, I think, yeah.
Yeah, just looking around this room, you can see that you really love Star Trek.
Yeah, definitely.
And what would you say it is about Star Trek that makes it so universally loved?
It's everything that I love all rolled up into one, so it's like, it's all the sci-fi, it's got great stories, it's got, you know, all the collector stuff, which I'm just a collector and a slight hoarder, so I love getting all that stuff.
So what's your favorite thing about the classic series?
It's gotta be Spock. I love Spock. I have a Spock tattoo on the back of my leg, and I got Leonard Nimoy to sign it at a convention and had it tattooed on. So yeah, it's gotta definitely be Spock about the original series.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
So since you're such a fan of the classics, we got Tim Baker at Tim Baker Creations to create a one-of-a-kind replica just for you. Would you like to see what it is?
Yes, definitely.
All right. This is your very own Star Trek Enterprise home office workstation.
That is amazing. That is awesome. Okay, that is really cool. Okay, I love it. That's really good.
What do you think? Would you like to pilot the Enterprise?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it.
I think so.
So the saucer section here is the desk.
Yeah.
You've got your USB hub and light control here in the bridge. Then they converted the chair into the main body and nacelles here for you.
Yep, I love it. Oh, man.
Would you say it's pretty accurate?
Yeah, it's a little small, but yes.
So what do you think?
I love it. It's amazing. It's so good.
Another satisfied superfan?
Absolutely.
Guys, if you have a superfan you would like to nominate, you can do that by emailing us at superfanbuilds@break.com.
The four that we're going to be doing are the Masamune, Squall's Gunblade, Cloud's Buster Sword, and Oran's Katana. Now, all four of the pieces then are going to be stored in a knife block that's based on Ultras, the carnivorous octopus character.